Hey everyone, welcome back to Kubrick Corner with me, Sean Wilson. So the Oscar nominations have been announced. Awards season is in full swing. The Oscars take place on the 24th of February, and kind of a late emerger into this year's awards race has been Green Book, the new movie from, oddly enough, Peter Farrelly. Yes, as in one of the Farrelly brothers who used to direct the films like There's Something About Mary, which was when I was 13, 14, was kind of a called celeb at school. That was one of those movies where everyone went around going, have you seen There's Something About Mary? He's now emerged onto the scene with this awards fated movie inspired by true events. I should say inspired by true events. I'll come back to that. That all of a sudden has amassed several Golden Globe nominations, several Oscar nominations, and several BAFTA nominations. This is very, very, very unexpected. And indeed, it appears to have started to pose a threat to the likes of The Favourite and A Star is Born and so on. So Green Book takes its name from the travel guide that basically lists motels that were safe for African Americans to stay in during the segregated American Deep South in the 1960s. That's where the film derives its name from, and it recounts the real life road trip undertaken by Italian American driver Tony Lip, played by Viggo Mortensen, and black classical musician Dr. Don Shirley, played by Mahershala Ali, the brilliant Mahershala Ali. And what happens when these two very, very different men are thrown together amid the realities of the Jim Crow era, Deep South in America, and what can they learn from each other? And so they, as Dr. Don Shirley basically says to Tony Lip at the beginning, do you foresee a problem with driving me? And Tony, who is a big chunky guy and can look after himself, this is why he's been hired to protect Don, says, look, you in the Deep South, there's going to be problems. So what you get on the one hand is you get an examination of American 1960s racial segregation, then you get also this oddball buddy road trip movie, which again is, although this is inspired by true events, this clearly owes itself to a vast plethora of road trip movies. You think of things like Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin, which is one of my favourite buddy road trip movies. All of those are kind of lurking in the background as you get this very sort of crabby banter between these two very different men that gradually sort of permutates into something approaching sort of hesitant respect and then finally genuine affection for one another. You don't have to be Albert Einstein to see where the trajectory of the movie is going. And indeed, the relatives of Dr. Don Shirley have come out and have actually blasted the movie, and they've said that they're really not happy with the depiction of what's happened. But I think you have to mediate that. I mean, for one thing, it is a film, and I think, as I said at the very beginning of the review, it's inspired by true events. Secondly, I actually think the movie, for all its considerable flaws, actually works because it treats the two central characters with a massive amount of respect. And regardless of what the movie sort of simplifies, and believe me, it simplifies a lot. And it's no surprise that it's been nominated for several Oscars. This is a movie that plays to the stalls. It tackles very, very deep-seated, complex and ugly realities of segregation in the American Deep South, and it kind of processes them, and it simplifies things in a way that plays to the broadest possible church, and it always tries to find a kind of heartwarming, sometimes rather naive and rather simplistic outcome to very, very complicated events. There's quite a lot of moral speechifying and pontificating in the movie, but it works because the two central performances are really, really good, in spite of the fact the script has got its deficiencies. Incidentally, Tony Lip's real-life son contributed to the script, and in spite of the problems with the direction occasionally being too broad, the two central performances are absolutely superb. There's this sort of yin and yang, chalk and cheese, classic buddy duo. Viggo Mortensen is genuinely quite chunky, and actually, for the lot of the movie, he's snacking and he's eating lots of stuff. He's sweaty. You can see that he's overweight. You don't often see Viggo Mortensen looking like that in this movie. So what he's doing is he's playing someone with a big appetite for not just for food, but for all things life. He's crude and unsophisticated, but he's not. He doesn't play him as a bad person. I mean, the Tony Lip, as presented on the screen, has got a good heart. It's just that maybe he's not the best at expressing it. He's not the most sensitive soul in the world. And this, of course, makes him clash with Dr. Don Shirley, who's played by Mahershala Ali, with this real sense of like poise and inner torment and occasional contempt for this person he's got to share this car with. And again, there is a lot of humour out of the differences between the two men, and indeed, the more the movie goes on, the more the racial politics of it rear its head. And again, the problem is that the movie then descends down into simplistic avenues far too often. But the two central performances find complexity in the characters where the movie doesn't appear to find it in the script, and I think they are both really, really good central performers. It's great that they've both been Oscar nominated because I think they are the engine that makes the movie work. And I really, really enjoyed him. Mahershala Ali is just really emerged. I mean, ever since he won his Oscar for Moonlight, he's kind of emerged as a real tour de force actor. Although obviously he'd done a lot of things before then, and now he's appearing in the likes of True Detective and Alita's Battle Angel, which is coming up. He's really, really terrific actor. Again, lovely to see Viggo Mortensen back on screen. I honestly, before I watched this, I couldn't remember the last thing that I saw Viggo Mortensen in which he was so prominent. And obviously another terrific actor. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's very flawed. I think it's very simplistic. It's very broad. I think whether it's got any chance of standing up to the more hefty and frankly substantial likes of The Favourite and A Star Is Born at the Oscars kind of remains to be seen. Again, Peter Farrelly's career trajectory is very, very, very interesting and very, very unexpected. I have to bring attention back to that. But if you go and see Green Book, drop me a comment here at Kubrick Corner with your thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Bye.